The plane descended through a hazy sky, the city of Lahore slowly coming into view beneath a soft golden haze. My heart raced with anticipation as the sprawling cityscape unfolded, a patchwork of rooftops, winding roads, and ancient minarets stretching as far as the eye could see. From above, Lahore shimmered in the afternoon light, its energy almost palpable even from thousands of feet in the air. The city seemed to pulse with life, promising stories and adventures waiting to be discovered. Stepping out of the airport, I was greeted by a wave of warm air and a symphony of sounds. Honking horns, the melodic call to prayer echoing from distant mosques, and the lively chatter of families reuniting. The air was thick with excitement and possibility. Colourful rickshaws zipped past in a blur of painted metal and laughter, weaving expertly through the traffic. People moved with purpose and energy, their faces animated with the rhythm of daily life. The streets were alive, vibrant, and unapologetically chaotic. I hailed a taxi. The driver welcomed me with a genuine smile, his eyes crinkling with warmth. As we drove, he pointed out landmarks: the ancient Lahore fort, the bustling Anarkali bazaar, sharing stories and local legends that made the city come alive. This wasn't just a ride, it was my first taste of Lahore's soul, a glimpse into the city's generous spirit and the pride its people take in their heritage. At my guest house, the owner greeted me like an old friend, offering steaming chai and stories about her city. She insisted I see the Badshahi Mosque at sunrise, describing its beauty with a sparkle in her eyes that made me eager for the morning. Her kindness and hospitality made me feel instantly at home, as if I belonged here, even though I had only just arrived. That evening, I wandered the neighborhood, drawn by the laughter of children playing cricket in the park and the gentle hum of families enjoying the cool air. The streets glowed under the soft light of dusk, each corner revealing a new scene of daily life. Shopkeepers greeted me with friendly "Assalamu alaikum," their smiles genuine and welcoming. The market buzzed with activity, the scent of spices and fresh bread filling the air. Any apprehension I'd felt vanished, replaced by a sense of peace and belonging. The city's warmth wrapped around me like a comforting embrace. Lahore wasn't intimidating or foreign. It was a city of warmth and community, where strangers quickly became friends and every encounter felt meaningful. I realized, even on my first day, that this journey would be something special. I found myself journaling late into the night, eager to capture every detail, every feeling. The city had already begun to open its heart to me, and I felt a growing desire to open mine in return. I was ready to embrace every moment, every connection, and every story that Lahore had to offer. The vibrant chaos, the hospitality, the sense of belonging. It all felt like a welcome I'd never known, a tapestry of experiences weaving me into the fabric of the city. I knew I was exactly where I needed to be, standing at the threshold of a new adventure, ready to let Lahore change me. Lahore was no longer just a name on a map. It was an experience unfolding before my eyes, full of color, sound, and heart. My adventure had truly begun, and I couldn't wait to see where the city would lead me next. The next morning, I set out to explore Lahore in the most authentic way possible, by rickshaw, just like the locals do every day. The city was already alive, the air buzzing with anticipation and the promise of new discoveries. My driver, Ali, greeted me with an infectious grin that instantly put me at ease. He wasn't just a driver, he quickly became my guide, my storyteller, and my window into the soul of Lahore. We zipped through the city's vibrant bazaars and wide boulevards, the rickshaw weaving effortlessly between cars and motorbikes. Ali pointed out the famous Liberty Market, the majestic Lahore Fort, and the dazzling truck art that turned every passing vehicle into a moving canvas. Each story he shared added a new layer to the city's rich tapestry. When we got stuck in traffic, the city's rhythm didn't slow. Vendors weaved between cars, selling everything from snacks to fresh sugarcane juice. Ali bought me a glass, but before I could pay, a stranger insisted, "You are our visitor." It was a small gesture, but it spoke volumes about the warmth of Lahore's people. Even in the middle of a traffic jam, surrounded by honking horns and bustling crowds, the city's legendary hospitality shone through. Every interaction felt genuine, every smile sincere. Ali took me beyond the usual tourist trail, to hidden mosques tucked away in quiet alleys, peaceful parks where locals gathered, and a breathtaking viewpoint that revealed the city's sprawling beauty. He didn't just show me the famous landmarks, he shared the places that meant something to him, the corners of Lahore that held his own memories and stories. When it was time to part ways, Ali pressed his number into my hand, insisting I call if I ever needed anything. It was more than a farewell, it was an open invitation to return. I'd started the day simply looking for a ride, but by the end, I'd found a friend and a deeper connection to the city. The rickshaw wasn't just a way to get around, it became a vessel of connection, carrying stories, laughter, and new friendships through the heart of Lahore. In the end, I realized that Lahore's true heart beats strongest in its people, their kindness, their stories, and their unwavering hospitality. In the heart of Lahore, the Anarkali Bazaar buzzed with life, vendors calling out, the scent of spices in the air, and rows of vibrant stalls. I found myself drawn to a display of beautifully handcrafted sandals, each pair telling a story of tradition and skill passed down through generations. As I admired the intricate designs, Mr. Khan, the shopkeeper, greeted me with a warm smile and genuine curiosity. He asked where I was from and what brought me to Lahore, making me feel instantly at ease in this unfamiliar city. He patiently answered my questions about his craft, sharing stories of his family's history in the bazaar. Before I could thank him and leave, he surprised me by inviting me to dinner at his home, insisting it would be an honor to host a guest from afar. That evening, I arrived at his home, where his family welcomed me at the door with open arms and bright smiles, as if I were a long-lost relative returning after years away. We gathered around a table overflowing with food, fragrant biryani, spicy chicken karahi, warm naan, and tangy chutneys. The room filled with laughter and stories, as we shared not just a meal, but pieces of our lives. Mrs. Khan, ever the gracious host, kept piling my plate high, laughing and insisting, "You are too thin, eat, eat." Her kindness was as generous as her servings. The meal was more than just food. It was a celebration of community, a way to make a guest feel truly cherished and at home, even thousands of miles from where I began. After dinner, we sipped sweet chai and passed around family photo albums. We laughed at childhood stories, and despite language barriers, we found ways to connect through gestures, smiles, and shared memories. When it was time to leave, the Khans packed leftovers for me, wrapping them with care. They stood at the doorway, waving and calling out blessings until my rickshaw disappeared into the night. I returned to my guest house with a full stomach and an even fuller heart, overwhelmed by the generosity and warmth I had received from people who just hours before were strangers. In that living room, worlds apart from my own, we found a deep connection that transcended culture and language. Hospitality in Lahore wasn't just a tradition, it was a way of life, woven into every gesture and every meal. I realized I was no longer a stranger in this city. For one unforgettable night, I was family, and that feeling of belonging is a memory I'll always carry with me. I wandered the walled city's maze of alleys, where history whispered from ancient Havelis and spice-laden air. A shopkeeper with a grand moustache gave me a spontaneous tour, showing me hidden courtyards and family landmarks. Near Wazir Khan Mosque, architecture students eagerly shared the mosque's history and their passion for heritage. As the sun set, I watched the city from a rooftop, the call to prayer echoing below. The walled city was more than old buildings. It was a living, breathing community. The kindness of its residents turned my historical exploration into a deeply human experience. Lahore's past and present came alive through its people. Lahore's food is legendary, and I dove in headfirst. Mornings began with halwa puri at bustling dhabas, sharing tables with locals. Lunches and dinners featured chicken karahi cooked over open flames, Sikh kebabs wrapped in naan, and endless street food. Every meal was an explosion of flavor, fiery, fragrant, and deeply satisfying. Sweets like kulfi and faluda became my guilty pleasures. Each bite was a discovery, each meal a celebration. The best food came from humble stalls, not fancy restaurants. Eating in Lahore was about more than taste. It was about sharing, connecting, and being part of the city's rhythm. The food reflected the city itself, generous, vibrant, and full of warmth. Every meal nourished my soul as much as my body. Lahore truly lives to eat. It was the small, unexpected acts of kindness that defined my time in Lahore. Lost on my way to Shalimar Gardens, a young woman and her mother walked me there, sharing stories along the way. Caught in a downpour, a shopkeeper offered me shelter and tea, expecting nothing in return. A fruit vendor gifted me a mango just because I admired it. Children posed for photos, then giggled as they saw themselves on my camera. A museum guard shared his lunch with me. These weren't grand gestures, but they were deeply sincere. Hospitality here wasn't a performance, it was a way of life. Every encounter made me feel like a cherished guest, not a tourist. The city's warmth was constant, gentle, and genuine. Lahore's greatest treasure was its people. Their kindness changed me. Close your eyes and imagine stepping into Lahore's vibrant streets. Rickshaws, textiles, and a symphony of sounds. Picture yourself in a family-run restaurant, tasting recipes passed down through generations. Walk the walled city's narrow lanes, where strangers invite you in for tea and smiles bridge any language gap. Here, history is alive, food is a celebration, and kindness is everywhere. Lahore is not just a destination, it's an experience that engages all your senses. It's a city that challenges preconceptions and rewards you with unforgettable moments. I invite you to imagine yourself on this journey, to see and feel what I did. Lahore is waiting to welcome you. Departure came too soon. Packing my bags, I looked at photos, each one a memory of kindness. Ali, Mr. Khan's family, the shopkeeper who sheltered me. My suitcase held souvenirs, but my heart held something far more precious. The city that once felt vast and foreign now felt like home. I arrived as a tourist but left as a friend. Lahore's true highlight was its people, their warmth, generosity, and open hearts. My perceptions had changed. I'd found beauty, culture, and extraordinary humanity. Leaving was bittersweet, but I was filled with gratitude for every smile, every shared meal, every act of kindness. Lahore gave me more than memories. It renewed my faith in people. I left with a heart full of gratitude for the unbelievable hospitality of Lahore. My journey through Lahore was life-changing, and I want to share more stories like these with you. If these tales touched your heart or sparked your curiosity, I invite you to join me on future adventures. Your support by subscribing and engaging helps me continue exploring and sharing the world's hidden kindness. Let's build a community of open-hearted explorers, celebrating our shared humanity. Thank you for being part of this journey. Let's keep seeking out the good in the world, together. I can't wait to see you on the next adventure.